Hey, and thanks for your interest in my I Live Here collection. This is a video for revision 12, which I am going to publish at the same time this video is out. That way you know how to install it. Anyway, you came here for a collection, not to hear me yet, but let me get a couple disclaimers out of the way. First, this is made for AE 1170 version. So whenever you go and see your Skyrim and Vortex, you should see all these nice little plugins here. So you should have all the AE content that's required for this. Also, it is for version 1170, not version 1179. If you're not sure about your version, go to your game installation folder. For most of you, it's going to be Steam, Steam Apps Common, Skyrim Special Edition. You see Skyrim SE here, right-click it, Properties, and then go to Details, and you should see that right there, 1.6.1170. So that is the first thing. If you do not meet those requirements, if you don't have the 1170 AE, this collection is not going to work for you. Second thing you need to know is that this is a survival mode campaign. You are locked into survival mode from the beginning. You don't get a choice. If that's not something you want, this collection is not for you. Last note, this collection is made to be played in third person because of the way the dodge mod works. If you try to use the dodge mod in first person, you are going to have problems with your game. Now that that's out of the way, those of you that have a premium, you can just hit add collection, and while that's going, you can get the requirements. Those of you that do not have premium, you might want to get the requirements first. Otherwise, you're going to have a hard time because add collection, when you're not on premium, you have to click for each individual mod, and it will drive you a little bit insane. And while that's going, I'm going to grab all of the requirements. So if you scroll down just under the installation video, you should see the requirements right here. So you should have 7-zip. You should have SSE edits. You should have Dyndolod 3 alpha. The latest C++, .NET Desktop Runtime, ReShade, and I would recommend Phostwood's QLP because even though I did do my best putting this collection together, I'm not perfect. It might end up crashing on you. Like I said, you're getting the full disclaimer. Anyway, now that we have all these fun little tabs open, let's go ahead and grab them. So for Phostwood's, you're just going to manual download that. And Crash Logger is included in the collection download, so don't worry about that. And then here you're going to go, in Vortex, you're going to go over here on the left to where it says Extensions. Then you're going to open your Downloads folder. And you're going to take out Phostwood's QLP and you're going to drop it in there. Now it will tell you you need to restart Vortex. Wait till you're done installing the collection before you do so, and then Phostwood's will be there. I have a whole video in my Skyrim Tools playlist about Phostwood's and details for it, and I will link that in the description of this video. Alright, that's out of the way. ReShade. Click our purple download button here, and you want whatever the latest version here is. You don't need the full add-on support, you just need whatever that one is. We're going to open that up, and you'll get a nice little pop-up. Give it a minute. Sometimes it takes it a minute to read all your games. All right, once it does, you want to select Skyrim SE, DirectX 10.11.12. And normally it would say install for you. I'm just going to update my reshade and effects so you can see you want standard effects, sweet effects by CJ, and then scroll down and you want QUINT by Marty McFly. Don't worry about checking any of the boxes under it. We don't need those. We just need the main part of it. Then hit next, and then hit finish. All right, .NET Desktop Runtime. So whatever the latest version is, you can see they got all these older versions listed. Just whatever's up top, open it up, and you're looking specifically for this section here, the .NET Desktop Runtime. And you want the x64 version. Now, if you are current, this will just tell you to update it. If you're not current, it will tell you to install it. It'll say, do you want to allow this to make changes? Go ahead and click yes. All right, we're done with that. The latest C++. So you scroll down, and right here you will see latest supported version right there. So you want to click that blue link for latest supported redistributable version. It drops you down. You want the x64 version. And this is just like the other one. You want to agree to it. This is Microsoft, blah, 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 blah. And you want to hit install. And then once that's done doing its thing, usually that wants you to restart your computer as well. But again, we're waiting for that step till everything is installed. Next, we're going to get Dyndolod 3 Alpha. Now, as you can see, this is something that requires you to manually download it. All right, so we are going to go somewhere where you're going to remember this thing at. So for me, I just made a new folder for it. So you can make a new folder and put Skyrim stuff or whatever you want to name it, but this cannot be installed into Vortex. All right, so open your downloads folder and you're going to take that Dyndolod 3 Alpha and you're going to drop it right into your Skyrim stuff folder. Then open that up. So there's our Skyrim stuff. You're going to right click, show more options, 7-zip, and extract here. If you don't have the 7-zip, I probably should have installed that one first. So 7-zip is this download and install. Apologies, I should have done that one first. I got a little excited. Anyway, 7-zip's real easy. We're not going to go spend a lot of time on that. So there you have your Dyndolod. All right. So for now, we are going to minimize that, and we are going to minimize this. We're going to grab our next requirement, which is SSE Edit. And again, this is one that you have to manually download. And again, we are going to check our downloads folder. Right here in the same Skyrim stuff folder, we're going to drop SSE Edit because this is the same thing. You can't directly install it. Right click, show more options, 7-zip, and extract here. All right, we had to do that so we can make these guys tools. So let's go into Vortex while that's still running, and we are going to go to Dashboard. So if you don't have all these tools yet, that's fine. It's fine. I'm just going to remove these so I can show you how to make them. It's real easy. So you should at least have those. You might not have Dyndolod yet. So when you see the SSE Edit, click the 3 dots at the end, hit Edit, and in the target line, you're going to open and you're going to navigate to that folder we just made. I don't know if you put it in your desktop, you put it wherever the hell you want it. You're going to go into the SSE Edit, and you're going to select SSE Edit. Then you're going to hit Open, you're going to hit make sure Run and Shell is off, Run Detached is on, you're going to hit Save. For SSE Autoclean, that tool should come with it, and it's the same thing. Hit Edit, in the target line, hit the folder at the end, and it should be in the exact same folder that your other one was in. So for you, that was probably on your desktop with your Skyrim stuff in SSE Edit. You're going to select SSE Quick Autoclean, hit Open, Run and Shell is off, Run Detached is on, you're going to hit Save. Then we're going to make a new tool, and we're going to name it Texgen. Then in our target line, we're going to hit the little folder, and again, you're going to navigate to that little folder we made. You're going to open your Dyndolod one, and you're going to select the Texgen X64. You're going to hit Open. Run and Shell is off, Run Detached is on, Save. And we are going to make another new tool, and we're going to call it Dyndolod. And in the target line, navigate to the same folder as the Texgen. And you're going to select the Dyndolod X64, hit Open. Run and Shell is off, Run Detached is on, and hit Save. Now the rest of these tools we will get to once the collection finishes downloading. You shouldn't have anything to select while said collection is downloading. So I'm just going to let that go and then we'll get back to the video. Alright, so I'm sure it took you more than a hot minute to get here. But anyway, once you get here, just go ahead and click Done. So there's still a couple things we have to do. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the Plugins tab. And the only thing that should be disabled whenever you got this collection is this RDO USSEP patch. I want you to go ahead and click this little drop-down arrow here and select Ghost. That will keep the game from even reading it. That's the difference. With disabled, the game can still read it. It won't use it, but it still reads it. With Ghost, the game pretends it's not even there. So that's the difference between disabled and Ghost. All right, that's the first thing. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the Mods tab. We are going to open, and appear in the orange bar, we're going to open Mod Staging folder. Once you're here, scroll down until you find the Unofficial Skyrim Special Edition patch right here. You're going to open that up. And then you're going to open the configuration settings right here. Now this maxed cache size for sound, I want you to change that from 4096 to 262144. Then hit File and hit Save. Alright. So the next thing we're going to do, we're going to close that, is we're going to open game folder. So up here in the orange bar, open, and this time we're going to open game folder. Then we're going to go to data. Then we're going down to SKSE. Then we're going to open plugins. And this time we are scrolling down until we find simple dual sheath configuration settings. See that right there? So double click that. All right, now that we got this open, we're looking here for this shield on back section. See that part of this highlighted? All right, so where it says flags, first person right here, we're going to hold shift, and you know that weird looking little key right above your enter key that has that or that on it? Yeah. Hold shift so you get that. And then we're going to capitalize PLAYER, and then we're going to put that little symbol again. And then we're going to capitalize NPC. So that should now look like that. And again, to get that straight line symbol, it should be the little one right above your enter key on your standard keyboard. So once you have that corrected, I want you to hit File, Save, and we can close that. All right, now we have tools to finish installing, right? So let's go to Dashboard, Skyrim Script Extender 64, hit the 3 dots at the end. Now, if Set as Primary isn't selected, make sure you select Set as Primary. We're going to hit Edit. In the target line, we're going to hit the little folder at the end, and we're going to scroll down until we see SKSE 64_loader. Hit Open. Run and shell is off, run detached is on, and hit Save. Bodyslide, we're going to hit Edit, and in the target, we're going to hit the little folder. And if it doesn't take you there, go to your Skyrim Special Edition folder where we picked that one at. But this time, we're going to go here into Data, Caliente Tools, Bodyslide. And you're going to select Bodyslide X64. Hit Open. Run and shell is off. Run detached is on. Hit Save. Now the last thing we got is Pandora. So again, 3 dots at the end. Hit Edit. And target line, you're going to hit the folder at the end. And again, we're going to the Skyrim Special Edition. Data. But this time, you are just going to scroll down until you see Pandora Behavior Engine Plus. It should have a nice pink butterfly next to it for you to select, just like that. Hit Open. Hit Save. One more thing we got to do for Pandora is hit Play on Pandora. And if you don't have everything up here in the top, it's just this Enable Toolbar button right here. So that's all I did to get that. So once Pandora opens, I want you to go down here to the bottom left of it and hit Settings. Then once your settings open up, you can change your theme here if you want. As you can see, I prefer the dark theme, but where we're going is the output folder line. Skyrim data should be fine. It should be pointing to your games data folder. It should stay Steam, Steam Apps Commons, Skyrim Special Edition data. So that's how your Skyrim data should look. That one should be fine. It's the output folder we need to change. So at the end of the output folder line, hit change, and now you're going to your mods, your games mod staging folder. And once you get there, you are going to scroll down until you see ILH, a Pandora output. Right there. You're going to select that folder. So that's if you have to run Pandora again later, it'll go to the right place. Then you hit this little butterfly in the top left, and that'll get you back to this screen. Now the animation should have came with this. You shouldn't have to run it, but just in case, we went ahead and hooked that up. So we got our mods installed, we got all of our tools hooked up and ready to go. So what I want you to do now is start the game, and we are just going to the title screen. You're going to have a bunch of stuff popping up. Don't freak out. So before you get to the screen you're seeing for me, you're going to have 3 different things on your screen. First thing you're seeing is a big thing right in the middle that has the end key in yellow, dead center of it, right? So what I want you to do is I want you to click where it says end, and then I want you to select a home key. Or not a home key, select a hotkey for that. For me, I also just use the end key. So click where it says end. After you click, you'll have to select your hotkey then. Once you select your hotkey, then after you do so, hit the enter key and it'll close that screen. The next screen we're going to deal with is the one that's in the across the top of your screen that says hit your home key. So hit your home key, and you're going to have a continue button, so hit continue. And then on the very next one, you should see a box similar to the one you're seeing right up here at the top of my screen, where it'll say something else, but then you click either one of those arrows and it will say clear reshade, and that's what you want. After that, just continue through until you get to the end, and then you'll be on this screen. After you're on this screen, hit Settings, and where it says Overlay Key, if you click in that box, you can change your overlay key. You can put whatever key you want. I'm basic, I just leave it as the home key. Then after you're done with that, hit whatever your overlay key is to close that. Might have to click outside the box to do so. Now you're staring at a yellow bar in the top left of your screen, correct? It's just loading, and it's probably saying it's going to take an hour or something crazy. It only takes about 20 to 30 minutes. And the only time you have to deal with the loading bar this long is the very first time you load the game. After that, you're not going to have this long-ass loading bar again, so just be patient, let it finish. Don't interrupt it. Alright, once it's done, at some point you should have seen hold Shift plus O. So I want you to hold Shift and hit O, and you'll get this screen. So click up there where it says Form ID in the top left. That's just so we can now click down here at the bottom right and click Settings. And you want to check this box here that's right by the Settings button that says Increase Animation Limit. And then here in the General Settings section, I want you to take this Animation Limit slider and max it all the way out. 65534. Now I want you to hold Shift and press O again to close it. So now you should have this screen. We're not going in the game yet. We have to quit. I know you're probably cussing me, but we have to quit. There is a good reason for this. Don't worry. Okay, the reason we had to quit is because if you open your folder here, and let's just go to like Documents, My Games, you see the Skyrim.NE folder? That didn't exist before we started the game. We started the game to generate that. And the Open Skyrim Special Edition. You see this SKSE folder? That didn't exist before we started the game. Starting the game generated that. Right here, the Any Preferences, which some were included with this collection. That didn't exist before we started the game. So that's why we had to start the game first, so all these things could be in. That way you could load into the game with all of those changes in effect. All right, now that that's done, let's go ahead and actually hop in the game. And I will see you directly at after character creation, because your character is going to be fully nude, so I gotta get back into first person view before we go over MCM settings. That way I don't get yelled at on YouTube. So I will see you after character creation. Okay, so after you create your character, you're going to see a lot of alerts popping up at the top left. So the first thing we're going to do is practice our patience. You can walk around, you can look around, but don't interact with anything. Don't open any menus or anything until all of those alerts in the top left stop. Okay, once the alerts stop, if you're like me and you play with the controller, unplug it or use your input switch if you install one of those on your whatever. Just stop using your controller for a minute, however you got to do that, because you're going to need access to your keyboard to set hotkeys. Alright, let's go to our mod configuration menu. First one we need to tinker with the CBBE 3BA, and you need to change this toggle player physics hotkey and the toggle NPC physics hotkey. Those overlap with OStim controls, that's why we're changing those. It's easier to change these two than change all of the OStim controls, alright? And those are ones I never have to play with anyway. So, the next place we're going is Deadly Wenches. And here you can adjust the difficulty for the Deadly Wenches. Personally, I put them both at Adept. You can put them at whatever the hell you want. Yeah, I know you're seeing a lot of these. These are ones that either I don't play with or that you can tinker with at your own discretion. So if I don't go over it, it's not absolutely necessary to mess with, okay? Next place we're going is Enhanced Blood, and I usually just click Calculate for Mass. That way I don't have to play with all this other shit. It just does it for me. In Holidays, you can change it so you manually start at a certain date. It's random or the default start date, which is August 17th. And then you can change your character's birthday. You can make a custom holiday. This is a fun little mod. It's one of my personal favorites. Next, we're going to morning sex. You can change if females, males, or both can wake you up with sex. And you can select 0 is every day, 1 is every other day, 2 is a next, you know what, you get the pattern, you're not stupid. Alright. Next we're going into, Next we're going into Nether's Follower Framework, NFF. I need you to go to Activity. Set a hotkey to teleport your followers, whatever you want it to be. It makes life easier whenever they get lost or you ran ahead and they're not keeping up. Set a hotkey, then you can just use it and drops them right in front of you. Then I want you to scroll down, still on the activity page, and set a hotkey for your horse. I usually just use H because I remember H for horse because I'm stupid like that. Okay, so the rest of this menu here you can play with to your heart's content. One thing I will say is don't disable or enable nearby horses, because what that does is it brings the horse with you like an entity, so that will cause pathing issues. So even though you don't see the horse, it is technically still traveling with you as an entity if you select that, and you can have crashes due to pathing issues if you select this option. So leave that one the hell alone. The rest of it you can tinker with as you want. Next in NFF, we're going to the gameplay section. Here where it's candlelight style, it says vanilla modded, we're going to go to do not cast. The reason we're doing that is your followers will spam cast it in caves or in town at nighttime, and the constant lighting updates can crash your game. So yeah, I mean, you could leave it on if you want and find out the hard way, but you know, it's up to you. And we're going to OBIS Bandits. Go to Settings and just enable that. OBIS Patrols. Settings, enable that. Obody NG. Enable nipple randomization, enable genital randomization. Check both of those boxes. OCum Ascended. Enable NPC scene support. Enable external overlays. Now, for the squirt chance, that's what it sounds like, how likely it is that the woman will, you know, so set that where you want it. Cream pie chance, again, that's exactly where it sounds like, set that where you want it. Anal pie chance, again, exactly what it sounds like, set that where you want it. For the regen speed, max storage, and max storage, I would just go ahead and max those out. So that's the OCum Ascended. One-click power attack, go to MCO, and if this little first box here that says enable is on, I need you to uncheck it, otherwise you're going to flash whenever you start hitting things. Like you probably got bored while all the stuff was going by and you started trying to hit things and you notice your character flashing blue. Yeah, disable that and that'll stop doing that. OPubes NG. So we're just going to enable male support, and it has a hotkey preset. Make sure that doesn't overlap with the hotkeys you set for the CBBE 3BA. That's all you need to do there. It's just enable the male support. For Ostim Standalone sound overhaul, go to voice sets, and you're going to have all these unregistered voice sets. So what I need you to do is I need you to click register. Let's see, DLC to M Dark Elf Commenter. So M is male. Use auto sign yes. Intended sex male. And this one is also M. Then if it's for a female, it'll say fem, F-E-M, like that. Then make sure female. So just go through and register your voice sets. Next is Ostim NPCs. So we're going to select Elder Race Engage in NPCs. Why? Because old people need love too. We're going to turn off scenes end when found, otherwise you're never going to see anything. We're going to do enemies ignore scene start end rule. And over here on the right, change the relationship. I usually set it at 1. That, and that I don't play with. Night start time I leave alone. Night end time I usually go to 6 a.m. Scan frequency, a minimum of 60 seconds. Do not go any lower than this, otherwise the constant updates are going to give you a problem, okay? So male, female, so that's straight scenes, female, female. that's lesbian scenes. Male, male, that is gay scenes. So set those values at whatever you want. That's how likely it is you are to see NPCs engaging in those types of scenes. I would definitely not change the, like leave the furniture search beds only alone. Do not turn that off, otherwise they're going to start on walls and cabinets and the scenes won't play right. You're going to have a lot of issues, so leave that the hell alone. Do not turn that off. So that's it for Ostim NPCs. Ostim Standalone, we're going to have fun here. So for general, first thing you're going to do is set up your light modes. Now for me, for males, I do a crotch light, and for females, I will do a face light, and then whether I'm playing as male or female, I will determine what I set as my light mode. And make sure you select only use lights in darkness. Next place we're going is the excitement tab. So the higher this value here under male and female excitement, the higher the value, the faster they will get done. So you can adjust those. So like if I wanted males to get done a lot, but females to barely ever, I would just bother my wife. So I usually invert that. So you can set those values how you want. So in this instance, it's set up so women will actually get done a lot more than men. But we know if we were setting it up akin to real life, it would really look more like that. So just set those values however you would like them. Alright, for excitement decay rates, we're going to turn that all the way down. Excitement decay grace period, we're going to turn that all the way up. Post excitement, I usually go about 20. So that means after the female gets done once, 20% of her bar is going to fill up. When she gets done again, it'll then be up to the 40% and so on until it hits this max value, whatever you set for your max. So usually this section here looks like this for me. Next is the excitement bars. Just turn those two off. Don't make sure nothing here is selected. Over here, I usually turn that off. And boom, end scene after everybody's done. Now what I want you to turn off is slow-mo and blur screen, or it's going to drive you fucking insane. So this is how this section excitement work looks for me. Next we're going to gender roles. Now, futas can use the male role, or you can turn that off so they don't. I usually, in the Futanari section, mine looks like this. If I'm playing as a futa, straight sex means you're having sex with a female as a futa, and gay sex means you're having sex with a male as a futa. So when I'm playing as a futa, that section looks like that for me. But right now I am playing as a male. For undressing, I need you to scroll down and select slot 52. First of all, we're using the new gentleman. We're not using Slongs of Skyrim in this collection, so don't worry about it interfering with that. There is a dress piece that some of the immersive wenches have that will stay on if we don't select that, so that's why we need that extra selection there. Alright, under sound, if you registered all your voice sets, you should have a lot of options here for your character's voice, so just go through and pick one that you think fits your character. I tend to be a pretty cynical bastard, so I'm just going to leave that like that. And that's all we need to do for Ostim Standalone. For Skyrim Cheat Engine, just take a look at your hotkey. You can change it if you want, but that's the default hotkey. We're going to need that here in a minute. For Storm Lightning, for my preset, I usually do Exciting. Then under General, I turn on all these little snowy and cloudy sheets and forks. Then I also turn on the Hostile. And the Hostile means lightning can kill you. Why? Because it makes it a lot more fun. Right? Now, I don't know why it says Fist not installed, because Fissus is included in this collection. Alright, next place we're going is TNG. We're going to go to General, and the add-on size customization, it should be little questions like this right now, so I need you to set a hotkey. As you can see, I use F8. And then I need you to go to the Add-ons tab. Now, if you don't want to see the foods in your world at all, so what I need you to do is uncheck this box, and additionally put that at 0%. Now, you will not see Futa. While you're here, click this Randomize Men's Add-ons, because that won't be selected by default. So this right here, guarantee you will not see the Futa in your world. Alright? If you want to see them, first thing you need to do is turn this on. Next thing you need to do is adjust the chance. Anywhere from 1%, so very, very few Futas will you run into, all the way to 100%, so every woman you run into will be a Futa. And you can adjust that value to whatever you want. So that's it for TNG. Next we're going to TrueHUD. I need you to go to Boss Bar and click bottom of the screen. And it should give you a little pop-up when you click it. You'll definitely see the change, so just hit bottom of the screen. Then we're going to go to Player Widget, and we're going to click Combined. And then over here on the right, scroll down, Player Widget Anchor X. I want you to set that to 0.025, like that. For the Y anchor, we're going to go to 0.050, like that. Weapon styles. Player styles. For shield and quiver, make sure they look like this for player styles. It probably says default right now, so make sure shield is on back, quiver is on back hip. For NPC styles, I need you to do the same thing. Shield, select on back, quiver, select on back hip. Then we're going to go to XPMSE, styles. We're going to uncheck all of these boxes. Alright, so this part of the screen should look like that. Then we're going to scroll down until we get here, to where we can see bow, crossbow, quiver, and bolt style. So for bow, we're going to select Frostfall for both player and non-player. Crossbow, same thing, Frostfall for player and non-player. Bolt style, Frostfall again. And for quiver style, we're actually going to pick Frostfall XP32. So this section should look like this. So everything I've went over is the ones that you absolutely need to set to prevent yourself from having issues in the games. The rest of the things, the MCMs, you can tinker with as you please. But don't yell at me if you screw something up. Like here in Become a Bard, I usually turn on NPC dancing, and music increases speechcraft. That way when I'm playing in the taverns, I got the NPCs dancing and I'm getting a little speech experience there. And you can also change your preferred instruments. I like the lute, but pick whatever the hell you want. And campfire you can tinker with a little bit if you want. But the rest of them you can tinker with if you want. What I just went over are ones that you absolutely need to change, and most of them copy what I did, so you don't have issues in your game. Once you've done that, I want you to make a new save. Alright, now we're going to quit. I know we just quit. It's okay, there's a reason we're doing this. So, the reason we quit after setting all of our MCM settings was so that when you load in the game, it starts with all of your options that you picked in your MCM applied. If we would have just ran straight into the game, it could have caused issues for you later, because it could have unselected some of your things and messed other things up. An important note about character creation. The add-on size customization hotkey, do not use it until you are out of alternate start. For alternate start, you talk to the Mara statue, you get a bunch of options. One of them is, I want to escape this cell. You'll get a lockpick. You can pick the lock on the door. Pretty much all the rest of them, you just lay down in the bed that's there after you select it, and it'll start you wherever the hell you picked. So now I'm going to load into my actual file that I've been playing on and testing this list on, so I can show you just a couple more little things. So I'll see you there.